Hello, guys, and welcome back to Just Another 20-something with me, Marisa. And here we are with the second episode. Who knew that I would be making another one? I mean, I did say, obviously, I planned out this entire month, but I just didn't know how well the first episode would do. And I want to start off by just saying thank you guys so much for all the support. I mean, literally every message that I've gotten is so sweet and so nice. And I'm so glad that everyone really liked the first episode and actually wants to hear me talk about things. I mean, that's pretty great. So I'm really, really excited that we're here with the second episode. And this episode is going to be a really fun one. We are going to be talking about The Bachelorette, the latest episode. I think it's episode 4. And this one is definitely, I think, one of the craziest episodes. So I'm super excited to be talking about it today. And after I talk about The Bachelorette, we are going to be talking about all things Tinder. I'm going to be showing some beautiful chef's kiss Tinder bios that really just make you want to swipe right. And some other just a few Tinder messages that I've gotten back in my day of being a Tinder user. I think everyone can kind of agree that Tinder is it's not the greatest. But yeah, so I thought we would combine the worlds of reality TV love and real life love of Tinder. And it would make a great light-hearted episode for today. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get into it. So we're going to start with talking about The Bachelorette, the latest episode. I'll give you a brief recap of the episode before. So if anyone who has never watched The Bachelorette, you can kind of get what's going on. I hope that you guys still get as invested as I do with this show just from this episode because, this show is such a masterpiece of reality TV. So amazing. So the previous episode started off with the guys being really, honestly, they're just really upset because Claire is not really appreciating their time at all. I mean, Claire is very focused on this one man, Dale. She wants to marry Dale. She doesn't really care about anyone else. And in the last episode, that was just very apparent that she did not want to be there for anyone else. She was only there for Dale. She barely paid attention to the other guys. If they even got any time, she just wouldn't be very, there or present in the moment. She would just be, thinking about Dale while she's talking to these other guys, which really makes me sad for these other guys. Okay, of course, how sad am I going to be? They signed up to go on a reality TV show to find love. But, it is upsetting you go on this show, you're maybe looking for love, and the girl that you're supposed to be falling in love with in 2 months literally doesn't care about anything that you're saying. I mean, you could just tell that she's thinking about something else when you're talking to her, and that no one deserves that. I hate talking to a person like that, and I've had my fair share of conversations where I am doing the talking and they are not doing the listening. And it's just not fun. I mean, you feel really ooh, wow, am I even saying anything of importance? And the guys shouldn't feel like that, regardless of their choices of going on a reality TV show to find love, That kind of leads into the newest episode. And the guys are pissed. And Claire clearly just likes Dale. And everyone is noticing. Everyone is getting upset. So Chris Harrison sits Claire down because he's like, listen, girl, we got to talk. Something is going on. All the guys are mad. And in every confessional, they're talking about how you only like Dale. This is clearly an issue. And Claire's like, oh no, they found out. Even though she's being so painfully obvious that she just does not care. Chris sits Claire down to talk and is like, listen, tell me the truth. And Claire admits, she's like, yeah, I only like Dale. I don't want to talk to anyone else. All I want is Dale. I don't really see the purpose of continuing on. What is the point if I only like Dale? Which that is fair. I will give her that. I just wish ugh, there's so many things I wish. One, I wish that she would just give the guys a fair chance, because personally, I think it's pretty crazy after 3 weeks just being like, I want to be with this person only, because, I mean, you just don't know anything about them. It's been 3 weeks, and you're not even giving the other guys a chance. What if another guy on there you actually like better as time goes on, and you're like, oh, never mind, Dale was just fun at the beginning, and now I'm actually really falling for this guy. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen as time goes on, so definitely something to consider. But she's done. She doesn't want to continue on. She just wants Dale. And so Chris has a very tense conversation with her and is like, listen, you need to tell me right now. Like, don't fuck with me. He literally says that. They bleep it out. It's amazing. Don't fuck with me. Were you talking to Dale before the show started, like on social media? And she swears that she never spoke to him on social media before. Like, this all happened just from meeting him, like, that first night. I want to believe her. I want to say that maybe that's true, but she does admit that she was stalking his social media in quarantine time, and she says that she just really related to Dale just by stalking his social media, and she already pretty much liked him a lot just from that. There are so many problems with that. If you're just gonna pick someone off of social media, like, clearly you don't know what social media is or what love is. I mean, like, what? How can you stalk this guy's social media and you're just like, yep, he's the one for me. You don't know anything about this guy just from pictures that he's posting. What? Like, everyone on Instagram posts the best pictures and posts the best moments of their life. No one is ever talking about the hard stuff, because duh, like, that doesn't go for an Instagrammable theme. I mean, you're just trying to be like, ooh, look how cute I am, yay, 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 which is fine. I mean, that's not a bad thing. I think sometimes it's a bad thing, because obviously people take this social media and they're like, oh my God, these people are perfect. Like, they never have a hard moment in their life, which is obviously just not true. And so I think Claire obviously is taking his social media and is like, oh my gosh, like, we're so connected. He likes dogs because he posted a picture of a dog, and I own dogs. Like, how else are we more connected than in this moment? And that is just not good. It's just not smart. And for Claire, as a 39-year-old woman, like, I am sorry, but come on. Like, you're not going to do this. But she is going to do this. That's what she said. And Chris was like, okay, sounds great, I guess. And so Claire's like, I want to be done. Like, this is who I want. And Chris is like, okay, I guess we will make this happen. So Claire requests for a one-on-one with Dale, and she wants to tell him how she feels and go from there. And so Chris is like, all right, let me tell the guys. And so he just goes in to tell the guys, he's like, okay, cocktail party canceled, rose ceremony canceled. Dale, you're coming with me. And so all the guys are just left there like, what? What the actual heck? And they don't see Dale for like an entire day. Like, he is gone. And so, of course, the guys are like, oh my gosh, like, Claire is obviously spending this time with Dale. Is she just going to choose Dale? Like, are we done? It's literally the 3rd week. I have no idea what's happening, which is fair. Those are all fair thoughts. So Claire has this one-on-one date with Dale. And, you know, they have great conversations of how much she is in love with him and how much he is falling in love with her. A big difference, I would like to say. Claire is obviously full-heartedly obsessed, infatuated, in love with this guy. And Dale makes a very good point of being like, yes, I am falling in love with you, and I can't wait to see where this goes. As if the show is gonna continue. Like, bro, maybe you've never seen this show, but do you think that the Bachelorette is gonna tell you that she's in love with you and then date other guys? What? Anyway, my opinion of Dale is very little. I do not like Dale. I think he's very fake. I don't see a lot of chemistry between the two of them because I don't think he's a real person. Just the things that he says, they're so vague and so meaningless. But she just eats it up so much because it's everything that she wants to hear. And I go on Twitter most of the time when I'm watching the show because a lot of people have some great comments. And so something that I saw was someone commented that Dale pretty much parrots everything that Claire says. And I think that's so true. I mean, literally anything Claire says, he's like, oh yes, I agree. I am the same exact way. And that can only go so far for so long. Like, after a while, it's like, okay, do you have your own opinion? Like, do you think for yourself, or do you just want to say what I want to hear? Because that's not even what I want to hear, but that's what Claire wants to hear. So there's this perfect story that Claire goes off of, that she is explaining how her parents met, and her dad and her mom met once, and then I guess they lived in different areas. And so Claire's dad hitchhiked his way to see her mom again after only meeting that one time. And then they got engaged and married in the span of 3 weeks, which, wow, isn't that interesting that she's doing the exact same thing? The thing about this story, though, is Dale apparently has the exact same story. Dale, literally, his dad also hitchhiked to see his mom because he loved her so much after that one meeting. And, like, are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? There is no way that that actually happened to him. You're going to tell me that Claire had this exact story of her dad meeting her mom super fast, hitchhiking, whatever, and Dale has the exact same story? No, I'm not accepting that. There is no way that that is real. But Claire's like, oh my God, we're meant to be. Like, she just eats it up immediately. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe we have so much in common. It's like, no, shut up. Come on. You cannot believe that that is real. So, I don't know. I really don't like Dale. I think he is definitely putting on a show for the show. Like, he wants to be famous. He wants to be this perfect guy. And I really would not be surprised if they weren't going to be together forever. That's just my personal opinion. Who knows what's going to happen, but whatever. Anyway, so they have their one-on-one date. They end up, like, saying all that. Then they're dancing together, and then he spends the night, and they're together, if you know what I mean. And Claire's just in love with him, and then he goes away. And I don't know where he goes. I'm assuming he is now in, like, a separate room from all the guys, because he never goes back with the guys ever again. The guys never see Dale after this. So I'm assuming they're like, okay, we're going to just separate you guys, because that would seriously be a mess, which, I kind of wish that they just brought Dale back to the group of guys, because, oh my God, the group of guys would be pissed, and that is the television I am looking for. Now it is time for Claire to tell the guys that she is leaving, and she is in love with Dale, and she's out of there. So she sits the guys down, and she's like, okay, I'm in love with Dale, and I really appreciate you guys being here, and I enjoyed our time, and I'll miss you. And the guys, for a moment, there's definitely, like, a lot of confusion, and a lot of faces are just like, huh? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're leaving? Like, we have been here for 3 weeks, and you're in love with Dale? And this one guy, his name's Blake. I had to literally look up his name, because I literally don't know anyone's name, because we have not seen them on screen, except for Claire and Dale. So this guy, Blake, he is obsessed with Claire. I mean, again, it is week 3. How are these people getting this big, connections? Especially because Claire isn't giving that time to other guys that she did for Dale. So I'm confused. But Blake is obsessed with Claire. And he's just like, you know, I'm worried for you. I don't know how you could feel those feelings after such a short amount of time. And I just think this is going to backfire. Which, honestly, true, Blake. but the way he was saying it just made me annoyed because you know for a fact that if Claire chose Blake, like if this was Claire being like, Blake, I love you and we should go get married, he'd be like, yep, awesome. Thanks so much. Because he is obsessed with her. I mean, it's so weird. There's this thing that he said in his confessional that he bought a book on Alzheimer's and dementia to relate to Claire more because her mom has Alzheimer's and dementia. And a lot of people on Twitter thought that was cute. I am not one of those people. Literally when he said that out loud, I was like, ew. Something about that is so weird to me. And also, do you really need to buy a book on Alzheimer's and dementia to like understand that someone is really hurting because their parent has that? I mean, come on. Like, you're clearly his parents don't have Alzheimer's or dementia, so he's never like truly gonna get it on a personal level, which is fine. I don't think Claire is looking for that, but like, you seriously have to buy a book to figure it out of how she is feeling. That is weird. That's weird and dumb. And like, that is just so much to invest your time into this girl that you truly don't know, who might not pick you and literally isn't picking you. And I don't know. Me personally, I find that really weird. I hate it. I hate it. And I hate it. So Blake is really upset that Claire is leaving, and this other guy, Jason, is super upset that she's leaving as well because he really opened up to her, and this was the first time in a long time he's opened up to a woman, and now he doesn't know if he's going to trust a woman ever again. Which, okay, Jason. Again, they had one-on-one date, which I guess is pretty good considering, because a lot of people didn't get that. And their date was weird. I mean, she made him write down all the things that people have called him in the past, which he proceeded to say manipulative, mean, like cold. And I'm like, oh my God. See you later, Jason. I am not about that. So I guess him revealing all that stuff to her was just a lot for him. And he really doesn't know how he's going to go on from there. Okay, you're going to need to get over it fast because things are ending. So wrap it up, Jason. So most of the other guys, though, actually seem pretty okay that Claire's leaving. Because, again, she was there for 3 weeks and did not give them any time. So, like, Bennett, our King Bennett, he is the greatest guy on this show. He literally was like, yeah, this is great. I mean, clean slate. Clearly, Claire was into Dale, and now they're both gone. So, whoop-de-fucking-do. Now I can move on with my life, which is literally how everyone else should be acting. And most people are. It's really just Jason and Blake who somehow got obsessed with her really fast. That conversation went pretty well, and Claire was like, okay, bye-bye then. And the guys just get to hang out for a while. Still no, like, explanation on what is going on, which is fine, I guess. So then Claire is getting ready because she's going to be engaged at the end of that night. She requested that. She wants to be engaged. I mean, we have to keep into account this is still the Bachelor, Bachelorette. Like, that's what happens at the end of this show. And so this is the end of Claire's journey, which means she's getting a proposal. I mean, who knows, but she's getting a proposal. So she gets all ready, and they have this great montage of being like, is Dale going to propose to her? Blah, blah, blah. But of course he's going to propose to her. Dale's boring. Dale has nothing going on. Of course he's going to propose. And he's not going to be that guy. If he didn't propose, he'd be the villain. And then everyone would hate him. And no one wants to be the villain of the show. So yeah, he's going to be like, yeah, we'll get engaged. And who knows if it'll last. But we'll get engaged. So they have their little moment. You know, he proposes, blah, blah, blah. Everything about that was just boring and annoying. So I don't have much to say on that. Claire was gross with the way she looks at him, and he just didn't even really seem that into it. But he's like, well, this is what I have to do now, so here we go. And so they're engaged, and they left. And They're no longer in the bubble of La Quinta in California. They are gone and they're off to live their engaged lives together. So we'll see how that goes. Again, I think they're going to break up. I mean, let's say even at the end of the show, like she went through the entire process and still picked Dale. Like they could still not end up together. Like there's so many people on this show that they just break up pretty fast. So wouldn't put it past those two. Anyway, so that's the end of Claire and Dale. They're done. No more Claire and Dale for the rest of the season. So what is going to happen for the rest of the season? Well, Chris sits the guys down and he's like, okay, guys, your journey isn't over. You still have a chance to find love. And that is when we get our new Bachelorette, which I'm so excited for. Tayshia walks out of the limo. And of course, if you guys don't know who Tayshia is because you've never seen The Bachelorette, she is this beautiful, strong woman who was on Colton's season, which was a few seasons back. And she was great. She was so smart and eloquent. Like literally everything she says, you know that like she's a smart, intelligent woman. And I think she has a lot more going for her than Claire. No offense. Claire is very irrational when it comes to love, clearly, as you have heard from this entire episode. And Tayshia, I think, is just going to be a lot smarter with her decisions. She's going to actually be able to listen to the other guys because she's not a weirdo. And the greatest thing about this is that she doesn't have all their social medias. Like, she wasn't stalking them before the show. Like, this is truly a clean slate for the guys and for her because the guys don't even know who it is. They said to be continued at the end of that episode before Tayshia walked in. So the guys have no idea who Tayshia is, who the Bachelorette is going to be. Like, they have no idea who's going to walk through that door. So that means, you know, Blake is not going to do too great because he didn't study up. He didn't get a book about Tayshia. And so I think that's what needed to happen. It needed to be a level playing field for everybody. And I'm really excited. The thing that I have some comments for sure. I don't know, obviously, how all the guys are going to react to Tayshia because I just can't imagine you're going into a season thinking you're going to meet Claire. And Claire has been on the show multiple times. She was on The Bachelor with Juan Pablo. That was terrible. 2 seasons of Bachelor in Paradise. Didn't find anybody. And 1 season of The Bachelor Winter Games, which she did end up with someone. She was engaged, and then they broke up. So she doesn't have a great track record, and her time on those shows, she was kind of the crazy person. Like, the way they edited it was making it seem like she was crazy. Is she crazy? Probably. She seems pretty weird. But so you're going into the mindset of this is the girl you're going to meet. And I mean, who knows if these guys have even seen Tayshia's season? Maybe some have, but it's just a very big difference from Claire, who's a little bit immature in my opinion, to then Tayshia, who is seriously such a strong woman who knows what she wants and actually knows what she wants, because Claire would say that a lot. She'd be like, I know what I want. It's like, do you? Do you know what you want? But Tayshia, I mean, everything about Tayshia is different. She's smarter. She's better. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's going to be a lot different for these guys. And I mean, the other part about that is that I'm hoping that obviously they see Tayshia and they're like, oh yeah, like this woman is amazing. Like, it's not going to be that hard for them to switch. But I think for Jason and Blake, at least in particular, they were obsessed with Claire. And I think they liked the weirdness of Claire, clearly. And so Tayshia's not going to be that. And they might not like that, which honestly, fine. I don't like Jason or Blake. So see you later. Bye-bye. You don't deserve Tayshia at all. And some of the little clips that they showed for the new season, it looks like Tayshia might be getting some new guys thrown in there, which that's something that I wanted to comment on. Was it just makes me sad, one, that they didn't choose Tayshia to begin with. Like I said, Tayshia's literally the best. So why would you choose this like kind of immature woman to be the Bachelorette when you could have had Tayshia the entire time? And so I don't want Tayshia to just be getting Claire's leftovers. Like, that's not cool. Like, she should have gotten like her own group of guys who she would have respected from the beginning. And so that's kind of annoying and feels kind of weird because and in like the preview she's like, I don't want to be like second best, and Tayshia is not second best, so I don't want those guys to make her feel that way. So that's kind of a weird, messy situation. But we'll see how it goes. It looks like she might get some new guys thrown in there, and there's some really great guys there already that I think would actually be a really good match for Tayshia. So I'm excited. That new season is going to be great. I'm so glad that Claire was only on my television for like 4 weeks. I don't know if I could have made it an entire season with just Claire, so I'm happy. And I think it was good that Claire was like, you know what? Like, I don't want to string this along, and I don't want to string the guys along, even though she kind of already did. But it would have been worse if she did it for a way longer amount of time. So it's fine. Go be with Dale. Go be happy, or whatever. And Tayshia will get her turn now. And so the thing about this, I don't know if it's going to be the same allotted time, because usually they have like 2 months to do this and like a certain amount of weeks or whatever to do their journey. And so I don't know if they're just starting all over now with Tayshia, or are we going to continue? Like, is this going to be week 5? Like, we're already past it? I don't know. So this show actually might go on longer because now we're kind of starting from the beginning again, which I am very here for because I would just want to forget all the Claire stuff. Not important, not who I wanted to see. But yeah, so that was the recap of The Bachelorette. Super excited for the next season. Okay, so that was my Bachelorette recap, and now we are going to get into the Tinder part of the episode. The main thing that I wanted to talk about in this section was I just wanted to read you guys some pretty bad bios and some pretty bad messages that I've gotten in my Tinder days. This is honestly just supposed to be fun, lighthearted. Obviously, I'm going to be kind of I shouldn't say kind of. I am going to be poking fun at these people's bios because I think it's just hilarious, and I think it's just kind of crazy what people put in their bios, and they think it's like normal. That's so mean, but like it's so true. I think people take themselves way too seriously on Tinder, and they just put some really weird stuff. And so I wanted to talk about all the weird stuff. And yeah, so let's get into the first one. Here's the first one from Neil, 22. I'm so excited. Did you know there are more airplanes in the sea than submarines in the sky? Your lack of enthusiasm is unattractive. Purple is the color of royalty. Photography and Polaroids. 5 tattoos. Glass animals is the shit. Irish as fuck. So that's Neil's bio. You can imagine that Neil looks exactly the way you would think Neil looks from this description. The thing that I really don't get with this bio is just, we start off with this question. Did you know there are more airplanes in the sea than submarines in the sky? What? 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 I don't know where he's going with that. And then he just immediately is like, your lack of enthusiasm is unattractive. Like, okay. I'm sorry, Neil. And then he just goes, purple is the color of royalty. I don't know if, like, is he saying that purple is his favorite color? Is he royalty? Where are you going with this? I don't know. Let's go to the next bio. We have Andrew, 25. I'm on here to celebrate the world isn't quite so much on fire anymore, which means let's fuck. All right. Then he puts a dice emoji right next to that. What does that have to do with anything? Okay. Live in Seattle, originally from Atlanta. My friends call me The Weeknd. I bake the best peanut butter chocolate cookies. Okay. Andrew, 25. I'm a little concerned on why your friends call you the Weekend, considering you are a white man, but whatever. Also, again, I don't want to fuck you. I can't say anything more than just because the world isn't on fire doesn't mean we should fuck. So, see you later. On to the next. Okay, so I don't have this guy's name. I kind of screenshotted a little too low, but let's go with Brendan. Looking for a long-term thing. About me, procrastinator until I get the drive. Pretty easygoing bloke. like cooking in free time. That was all in caps. I geek out on cricket and DC comics. Marvel is too overrated, and Batman is awesome. Loves long conversations. A movie buff. Always up for the outdoors. If you take yourself too seriously, probably we will not get along. Okay, Brendan. First of all, you live in America, so why are you saying bloke as if you are British? Second of all, this last sentence, if you take yourself too seriously, probably we will not get along. That just sounds weird. I don't know. Also, it sounds like you take yourself a little too seriously, but whatever. See you later, Brendan. All right, next we have Tanner, 25. Open, very straightforward. I live life. With a ton out emoji, so I live life. Very experienced in bed. Let me change your lifestyle. Add my Snap at PumaCane1 or my Insta, Real PumaCane. I wanted to say these out loud just so you can look up this guy because, oh my gosh. I take COVID tests monthly at work. Also, be clean. No STDs. I'm clean and stay clean. Okay, Tanner. Again, this is obviously a white guy who his Snap and his Insta is PumaCane. I don't even want to know what that is about. Also, I'm super glad that he has no STDs, but what a weird thing to say, but also appreciated, I guess. He says that he's very experienced in bed, so I would assume he knows to take care of himself and to not get STDs. So I guess I'll give Tanner that. Good job, PumaCane. Good job. Next, we have Aman, 23. If you're mean, hit me up, because if you already don't like me, I know you won't entertain anyone else. What? Funnier than your ex. Masks stay on during extracurricular activities. Got WAP? Wine and pizza? Okay. A lot to unpack here. What do you mean with the first thing? If you're mean, hit me up. Because if you already don't like me, I know you won't entertain anyone else. I literally have no idea what he's trying to say there. What? If you're mean, I know you won't entertain anyone else? But you don't like me? You guys, you guys figure that one out on your own and let me know what you think that means. I have absolutely no idea what he's trying to say there. Also, masks stay on during extracurricular activities. Ew. You know that this guy probably takes his mask on or takes his mask off immediately in any situation. He probably doesn't even wear a mask. Because if you're really going to say you're going to keep your mask on during sex, just shut up. just stop. And then got WAP, wine and pizza. I scrolled through a lot of bios when I was picking which ones that I wanted to say, and the amount of bios that now have WAP in it is so annoying. No one is gonna have that WAP for you. If you're putting it on your Tinder, it's not for you. Sorry. All right, next. Anthony, 27. I'm Italian. Let's take a dab and go kayaking? I have a home gym, so if you're into working out, come and join me. I need someone who can cook as good as me. The only thing that I really like, this bio isn't the worst bio that I've ever seen in my life, but the thing that just is so funny to me is that he's like, I'm Italian. Let's take a dab and go kayaking? Like, okay, what do those even have to do with each other? Why do you have to say you're Italian? Ugh. Anyway, next. Matthew, 26. Everyone wants to be a Jim and Pam couple. I'm afraid I might be a little more like Michael, though, so I'm out here looking for the Hollies of the world. Random facts. I scored a 9 on the Enneagram test. My style has been described as normcore. I am a self-proclaimed karaoke superstar. I recently got my first tattoo. If I could visit one country, it would be Sweden. My favorite season is winter. Ska is my favorite genre of music. All right, let's get into this. So he's trying to be different. You know, he's trying to make his bio not just be like, I'm looking for the Pam to my Jim. You know, great. Except for the fact that he just still continues with the Office reference and says he's a little bit more like Michael, which, if we're going to go that route, is that a good thing? You know, Michael was a little weird. I mean, I love The Office, don't get me wrong, but like, I personally wouldn't claim that I am like Michael. I don't think I would get a lot of praise for that. Also, I am so tired of seeing these Office references in male Tinder bios. That's literally all they put. So he's trying to be different, but it's not. It's not working, Matthew. And then finally, I just want to talk on ska is my favorite genre of music. What's that? What's ska? Okay, moving on. This one, Desiree. This one is probably the most annoying bio. So get ready. The meeting between two people is like the contact of two chemical substances. If a reaction occurs, the two transform. That's the whole bio. Let it sink in. I hate it. We're moving on. Next we have Jess. Aspiring pharmacist. Current biochemistry student at UNLV. Just a temporary collection of particles from Alaska. Thicker than a Snicker. Sex appeal of a brick. I only speak if it improves upon the silence. Lover of conversation, coffee, and classic rock. Dog person. Frasier enthusiast. Niles Crane is my spirit animal, and have been referred to by many as an old soul, which could be a nice way of saying loser. I prefer homebody, who simply appreciates all aspects of life. Okay, this could have been good. We're starting off great. Aspiring pharmacist, biochemistry student. That's really impressive. Super awesome. I don't love the just a temporary collection of particles from Alaska. That is a weird thing to say. Just say you're from Alaska. Awesome. Thicker than a Snicker. I don't know what that means. I don't like it. I don't like saying it out loud. It makes me feel weird. I only speak if it improves upon the silence. That's an interesting way of saying that you just don't have anything interesting to apply to the conversation. That might be really mean, but okay. And then we go into how she loves Frasier, which, okay, that's fine. And then saying that she is an old soul, which might mean a loser, and she's actually a homebody. Being a homebody is fine, but I don't really like when people are like, I'm an old soul. Because most of these people are not old souls. They just like old rock music, and they're like, oh, I'm an old soul. It's like, okay. All right, Jess. Next. Okay, I didn't save this person's name either because their bio was so long. So we're going to go with Ben. Just a classic Ben. My life just reeks of hand sanitizer. Music nerd. King of the dorks. Constantly tired. Skateboard geek. Crass. At least be a little crazy? Always have and always will be behind on the trends. So, dive bar, better than club. New school, not as good as old school. fuck the system, fuck 2020, fuck underwear. And wear a damn mask, you filthy animal. All right, a lot to get into on this one. I guess it's good that his life reeks of hand sanitizer. That means he's using it. Great. Clearly this guy thinks he's nerdy. I'm sad because I screenshotted this bio, so I don't even remember what he looks like, but he probably is nerdy just because he's saying music nerd, king of the dorks, skateboard geek. Like, come on. It's okay to just be like, I like music. I like to skateboard. Like, why do you have to be like nerd, dork, geek? Whatever. Then he just says crass, which probably goes with the nerdy, dork, geek thing. Who even uses that word? Anyway. Then, okay, this adds to his nerdiness because he's always behind the trends and he never will be on top of them. So, what a nerd. Ugh, what a nerdy guy. Also, the fact that he likes dive bars more than clubs. What a nerd. That's so crazy for him. And of course, another person saying that they are more old school than new school, which, okay. I'm not saying it's bad to listen to old school stuff. I totally get that. There's some great stuff out there. But, like, it doesn't make you super cool because you like old stuff more than new stuff. That just means you like old stuff more than new stuff. Like, you're not super crazy for doing that. Then we got fuck the system, fuck 2020, fuck underwear. I'm going to say maybe don't fuck the underwear. Maybe wear the underwear. Especially when you're like, wear a damn mask, you filthy animal. You're going off being like, wear a mask, which, yes, you should be doing that. But then you don't wear underwear. Like, ew. No. Next. Okay, we got Gabriel, 28. Everybody has a story to tell. Wait, is he trying to say everybody or everybody? Because there's a space. Okay, I'm going to read it just with the space. Everybody has a story to tell. To some, I'm an inspiration. To others, a menace. And to you, hopefully your next catch. What I am is a profoundly proud father of 3, a working man, a woodworker, an artist. Trying to find someone to open my horizons. Stay tuned. Wink. Put a winky emoji. Gabriel. I totally respect the proud father, working man, woodworker, artist. It's great. I love that. What I don't love is how to some you're an inspiration and to others a menace. I just want to know what you mean by that. Who have you menaced? I don't like that. I don't like that, and I will not stay tuned, Winky. All right, next. Oh, here's another WAP. Okay. This is Slavic 23. This is his whole bio. With all these fires, we could use some of that WAP power to help out. So, thank you, Slavic, for your contribution of the word WAP. Finally, this is our last bio. Jack 22. Looking for some lovin', so come and get your love. Not looking to get into anything serious right now, but friends with benefits would be a dream come true. Idea night instead of ideal night. Idea night would be to get some drinks, grab some takeout, and go home and watch a bunch of 80s movies. Cuddle, make out, and then if all goes well, we'll get freaky in the sheets. Wink. I hate this for so many reasons. One, again, we're back with the people being like 80s movies, old school. Why are all these people like this? Okay, whatever. I already talked about it. The fact that you said idea night instead of ideal night, a small note, but I hate it. And I don't want to cuddle, make out, and see if we'll get freaky in the sheets. I don't want to do it. So, see you later, Jack. So those are all of the bios that I found. Clearly, we know there's a million more, but I just thought those were amazing. So I thought I would just read a few messages from guys that I have gotten. So this one, actually, I got 2 days ago, which is amazing. I didn't even notice until I looked at my messages, and I was like, oops. So this guy, Caleb, says, hey, how do you say your name? Is it like Marisa? And the way he spelled it is with 2 S's, which mine is spelled with 1. But with 1 S? Or is it like Marisa? This is not the worst message I've gotten, but like also, why would it be pronounced Marisa? What? You were right with your first guess, Caleb. It's Marisa with 2 S's, but just spelled with 1. Here's another one from Sean. Are you a toaster? Because I want to take a bath with you. This one is hard for me to digest because I don't really know if you're, like, what, is this a compliment? I don't get it because it sounds like you want to die. And why am I involved? I don't like it. Moving on. We got Kyle. This one's a long one, so get ready. All right, so I got to tell you my dream last night. It was my buddies and I, and we were shooting fireworks at home. Me and my buddies buy some fireworks from some dude outside the store and go back to my bud's room. When we go up the stairs, we see a man with a wicked bass walking up. I say, look at that wicked bass. And suddenly it's daytime, and we're at the weird pier connected to the building. Okay. A ton of people are fishing, and you could see massive fishes. There's also people swimming. We jump in after seeing another friend of mine down there. While we're swimming, we end up just squeezing through a tiny window into a restaurant where we see another dude. Then I go, oh, I don't know the limits. And right as I say that, my boss comes walking through the front door, and I wake up. So, I love a weird dream if it just makes a little bit of sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this dream, I seriously have no idea what he wants me to say to this. What do I say? Like, oh my God, how wicked was that bass, though, that guy was holding? Also, I don't know if it's bass, like, it's either bass, like a guitar, or bass, like a fish. I don't know which one, because then he talks about fishing, so it could just be a massive bass. Which, yay! Again, there's just so much to unpack from this. And this was his first message. It's not like we were talking before this. His first message is, I have to tell you my dream last night. Like, okay, if you're going to do that, if that's going to be your first message, you're going to go off on that. It has to be the best dream ever. And this is not it. Is this even, we're moving on. We're moving on. All right. Now we have Jack. So these last 2 messages are messages that my friends have seen before because I posted on my Finsta, but I just think they are amazing. So I have to include them in this podcast. So I got this message from Jack that says, hey Marisa, I like your curly hair and want to make it into a broom. Are you in Seattle? Oh, Jack. You know, I don't want you to make it into a broom. So clearly I didn't respond. And our final one, which could be my favorite one ever. I sent this message to a multitude of guys because I just wanted to see if anyone would respond with a good message, and then I could go on from there. So my message was, what has been your favorite quarantine activity? I'm running out of things to do, and the boredom is creeping in. And Alex's message back is, just yoinking the old meat stick. Just yoinking the old meat stick. Anyway, so I think that's a great way to end today's episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun talking about my favorite reality TV show and, of course, talking about Tinder. Stick around for next week for a brand new episode. Okay, bye.